Welcome to Pure Hustle Podcast. I'm Mike.
And this is Orlando. And this is episode... I couldn't come up with a thing. It's our Christmas episode, though.
You don't have anything funny about 27?
No, I just can't. Like, 27 is a weird number.
Is it a weird number?
Yeah.
And,
I mean...
Not as weird as, like, 26?
26 after your... Yeah, I know. But it's the Christmas episode, so... It is episode 27.
Yeah, 27. So this will be releasing, the week before Christmas.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Well, for us tomorrow, but for you it's today. Whoa,
isn't that odd?
That was kind of like a time travel.
I know.
So this will be our last episode before Christmas, and then after Christmas, what did we decide we're doing on that?
So I think we're going to be doing as a gift, right? As a Christmas gift. Next week, we're going to do a BOLO edit episode. So it's basically going to be all our BOLOs from episodes 1 through 26.
Wow. That's going to be a lot of BOLO.
But remember, every other episode was when we had the BOLOs.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Yeah. So it's kind of like half of that number.
Gotcha. So 13 BOLOs.
Something like that. So if you ever, want to listen to something real quick before you head into a thrift store or a garage sale, and remember, again, it has to be relevant, right? Because so if you're listening to this podcast when we're announcing this and it's like 4 years from now, or even maybe a year, it may not be a BOLO anymore.
Yeah, BOLOs change.
So just something to think about. But that's what we're going to be doing for the following week during that Christmas week. Mike and I, we've had a great 6 months. Love all of you guys. Appreciate the following. Appreciate the support. We're just, we just need a week. I think we need a week. You think we'll be refreshed after a week?
I think so. Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay.
I mean,
I feel like I need longer than a week, but
this isn't
I
work.
Love this.
The work is the Q4 hustle that we've been doing. This part's fun.
I agree. Like I looked forward to this podcast like all last night and this morning, and here we are now.
Here we are.
So it'll be good.
Thank you guys for tuning in. What are we talking about today? Well, first let's catch up a little bit.
Well, no, before we catch up. So last episode there was something that you had asked me for. Do you remember what that was?
I'm not sure.
Oh, come on. You've been posting on IG like this past weekend.
You got my tape.
I got
you have my tape?
I do.
Yes.
So, okay, now we're going to... Mike always gets on me for not being close to the mic, so I'm going to get off the mic a little bit.
Can
you tell when I do this?
Yeah.
Can you tell those of you that are just listening, can you tell me going back and forth? Okay. All right, now...
I'll fix that
I'm also going to put this as part of our IG story today, so...
Oh, man. So
we're recording right now the podcast. You might be
watching the podcast and then watching the IG at the same time.
Correct.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not going to show our whole studio. It's kind of a mess right now, right? We do have Freddie, though. Freddie's hanging out back there.
What's up, Freddie?
So, all right. So, this is what I got for you, Mike. Remember you had mentioned last podcast? I have a present for Mike.
I'm so excited.
What's in there?
This feels really heavy. Dude, this is too much tape.
No, but listen. I still have more tape, so why can't I just share?
I'm beyond thankful. So let's see. 1.
So those of you that are listening right now, Mike is in a Christmas bag taking out rolls of tape.
4 packs of eBay tape. We just went through one, and I felt so sad, like finishing up my roll. This will last me, well, I would say forever, but with the way we're scaling, there you go. Hopefully not forever.
I agree. And here's the thing. All the eBay tape that I got from the eBay hack, I still have some left over from all of the Q4 boxes.
Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy?
If that eBay hack works again next year, I say you do that and then put up this on eBay. Sell it on eBay.
We could on Posh. That would be even better.
On Posh.
Or FBA it. FBA eBay tape. I don't even know if that would be possible.
Hey, I mean, does anybody know whether you're gated on selling eBay merchandise on FBA? Give it a shot.
I don't know. We'll
see.
Might
be a thing.
All right. Hey, thank you all of you that are tuning in on IG story. Hey, new podcast drops tomorrow. And those of you that are listening right now, you're listening to the podcast right now.
Yeah, this is still like a time warp. I'm a little confused.
Okay, all right. We're getting off the IG story.
Bye. All right, welcome back to the podcast.
I know. We just thought, hey, what better time? And there's more stuff coming down the road, but we'll talk about that next episode.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Orlando. It's normally like I hate opening up gifts.
Really? Why is that?
That one wasn't too bad because I knew what it was ahead of time because you told me it was tape before I got the basket or the little bag. But I am the kind of person, and I know people hate people like me, but like if it's my birthday, I just want, if people brought me gifts for it to sit on the table until everybody goes home, and then I'll open them. like I hate opening gifts in front of people. I don't know.
No, I hear you. And well, that's the thing. It's like the awkwardness, right?
Yeah.
Like,
How do you respond? Like maybe I love it, but what if I love it too much and then I don't love somebody else's the same way?
see, I'm the other way though. Like,
I get a little embarrassed because, oh.
no, I had one year where I gave somebody a bunch of Christmas gifts and they just walked away crying.
Oh my goodness.
And it was because for a reason, I missed the exact, like, I got something close, but it wasn't it. And that person was expecting it to be the thing, and it wasn't it.
Oh.
So I don't feel awkward opening gifts in front of people because I could always go like, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Like, but it's the one when you give the gifts and you're watching somebody open it and then you're kind of like, all right, am I making them do the obligatory thank you so much? Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
Like it's really awkward because, they're not going to tell you they don't like it. At least, I mean, there are some people I do know that would.
Yeah, no, it's just an awkward thing. Gift giving. I mean, I know some of you, my wife's love language is gifts.
Okay.
So, that's giving gifts to her is obviously very different than other people. But yeah, giving and receiving gifts is just this weird thing, Like,
no, I get
there's
it.
a lot of, which is nice about, selling on eBay is we know for sure we're making somebody happy when they buy it, Now, whether or not the person receiving it, if it's a gift, is happy, I don't know. But
You'll
our
find
customers
out when you get a return.
Oh, yeah.
No, but that's the thing and speaking of that, like there's a lot of velocity of sales, right? eBay and Amazon, and a lot of people are concerned about sales, about returns, but I don't know. I haven't had a terrible experience with returns. Now, I haven't hit Q4 as hard as I did this year, so we might be saying something different in January. So we'll talk about that. We're also planning another January episode. All right, we're gonna call it. What did we say? The great,
the good, the bad, the ugly.
No, we were getting because we want to keep it. It's gonna be like the great, the good, the not so good.
Oh,
because there was no
great, good, kind of good,
something like that.
Not good.
So, anyways, we have some things in the works, and that meetup we still have that in the works. That's a little ways away from that right now. We can't even think that far right now.
Yeah, it's got to get through. Got to get through this next few weeks, and then.
No, I know. Well, I would say next few days.
Yeah, days is
right.
Days is right.
Because I would say things start winding down by the 21st, and then everybody goes dark, like on YouTube, on podcasts, hence our podcast. I don't know about IG. I wonder how IG is going to be. I've never been on Instagram.
I expect you to hit it just as hard every day.
Go to a Goodwill when it's closed and just look inside the windows.
Yep.
No, I don't know about that.
Maybe not Christmas morning, but the rest of the time.
OA during Christmas Eve.
What about like? I'm sure people like go to the after Christmas sales and just store a bunch of like the ornaments and wrapping paper and stuff like that. I mean, if you have the storage.
I had somebody DM me today like they can't wait to start sourcing the after Christmas.
Post-Christmas.
That's a reseller at heart right there.
That is. I mean, I do not have the storage for that, but if I did, I mean, why not? They put stuff on such good sales, which always, it's interesting to me because I mean, one, that means the store is just so desperate to get it out. They don't want to pack it up and send it back to wherever they would send it back to. It's just more cost efficient for them to just basically give it away than for them to store it for next year.
No, I agree. It's kind of like FBA right now. Like there's a lot of things that I'm making profit on. There's some things that it just needs to go. So somebody's getting a sweet deal.
Yeah, there's been a few things in my like Amazon wish list that have occasionally dropped down like significantly, like 30%. And I'm like, oh, I should buy this. Oh, let me think about it a little bit longer. And then the price goes back up. So I'm sure that's when somebody's doing that.
Oh, yeah,
They're just,
I'll talk about that in a little bit. No. There's a reason why that at least I have my own reasons why that happens. So we'll talk about it. All right, so speaking of Q4, how have things been? Now, we're right in the thick, not in the thick, but we're kind of like at the tail end. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I sense this, our pulse on how things are going for resellers is social media.
Right.
And I got a sense that like last week was like the big week for everybody. And then like it's kind of gotten quiet.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. We've this weekend for us was incredible. Like I said, we ran out of tape, not just eBay tape, but we ran out of like tape. Like we were selling so much stuff. And I mean, part of it was my fault. I didn't realize we were running low on tape, but like, it was to the point where we filled up the ar. I had to go to the store and pick up tape to bring it back to pack like another 4 items so that we can get those out the same day so people would get them, before Christmas. So the weekend was good. Like sales were up. Obviously the toys we've been selling that we originally bought in order to sell on Amazon and never did because we were gated. But we ended up selling on eBay, and we did well with those. And then plus those weird one-off things that are gifts for people. But man, it's been good. It's been a good weekend. What about you?
Well, first of all, I did creep on your store a little bit. And I would say the amount that you're selling some of the same items that I had, like, it's comparable.
Yeah.
Right? That's one of the things I've noticing this year, that eBay and Amazon, like, there's a few items that I've sold both on eBay and Amazon for about the same price. Right? So on eBay, like, it'll sell and I'll charge shipping. And on Amazon, it'll sell more, but it's free shipping.
Right.
But it's all the same.
Yep.
Right. So I don't know. Maybe things are changing a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing with the Amazon, if you can send in multiple things in one box and then get that out, and then you're not storing it and having to pack each individual item. Because you got to think about that. Like if I get 6 of the same toy that sells in a weekend, then I have to pack 6 individual boxes.
Oh, no, I get it. Like I was sharing with you earlier, like, okay, so if I take a look right now, so it's weird. This is why I say it's quiet, because to me, my biggest Amazon days are like December 18, 19, and 20. It's weird. And maybe it's because I hold out. And one of the things I'm learning is that I'm not going to say I'm not an Amazon kind of guy, but I'm not a fast nickel kind of guy. And that hurts me. Right?
Yeah, I could see that.
Because, you know how I roll on eBay, like I list high and I just wait and I wait.
Yeah.
And some things I bought for Amazon, I bought it and I thought it was too low. So I'm like, I'm going to wait for everybody to sell out. Well, everybody's still there and nothing has sold out. Right. And so that puts me in a bind. So, but I think about like all the, so like right now I have, this is like ridiculous. And again, I'm not a big time reseller. I know others have far larger numbers, but I have 296 orders right now.
That's nice.
Okay. So think about having to pack 296 items. I'd go crazy.
Yeah, that would be. I would say, yep, nope, I'm done. I'm done reselling. I would figure out a way to do it, but yeah, trying to pack that many items would be.
And these are some, obnoxious ones, like that one thing that you and your wife went all spy on, packing that thing.
Yeah, it's not easy. It takes up, we've had to be very creative with boxes in order to make that work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I had like 100 of them. I couldn't imagine packing 100 of them.
No.
I still have 50, by the way, left.
Really, we've sold I think 5 or 6 of them, and it has not been fun trying to pack those.
I know. I remember that last year because some of them ended up damaged. And I still wanted to make profit, and then I sold them, and then having to pack them, I'm like, I should have just returned it.
Yeah.
So no, Q4 has been good. It's just been interesting because I said this last podcast, going from part-time to full-time is a total game changer in the sense that I think I was a little more free in my spending last year, and I'm a little more free this year, but I probably shouldn't have been as free. Because last year, things don't sell or I just sell and break even. I still got my regular full-time job. I'm good. This year, it cuts into my bottom line.
Yeah.
Right? And so, we'll recap more when we do that huge Q4 recap episode in January. Because, and the reason we're doing it in January is because it's still good for eBay in January. Right? I've had a lot of big ticket items sell in January instead of December. Because everybody's buying what they want.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to January. I hope that turns out well.
I hope it turns out as well as we've been talking about it, but I really have enjoyed January. Anyways, I say all that because I have definitely noticed that I need to train myself for fast nickel on Amazon. You always hear people say either you're the first one out or you're the last one in, right? And for me, it's last one in can cost you a lot. It costs a lot of storage, a lot of storage.
Yep, I could see that.
So, all right. I don't want to take too much on that because there's so much we got to talk about. And we'll talk about a little bit about Amazon later, but talk to me about this Posh thing. So, one of the things you were looking forward to last time was this Posh event and meeting people there. And you said something about me being underdressed.
Yeah. Well, let me just start by saying the event was awesome. We loved it. You came with Heather and me, and we met up with Hugo and Tiffany while we were there from Sell Quick, Ship Quick. And it was awesome. I could tell when you walked in wearing the Pure Hustle Podcast t-shirt, which
I promise.
I'm glad you represented. I'm glad you represented, but at the same time, when you're representing our brand and you're clearly the most underdressed person in the entire room, I'm not sure what the representation there is.
Being underdressed is a perspective.
Well, oh my goodness!
And you know what?
Really?
It's not the shirt. I did get some comments on IG, and it's the sandals.
Yeah, shorts and sandals. When everybody else is wearing pants or dresses, and you know,
but it's not like just pants or dresses. It's like I think half the people were dressed like they're going to a club.
It's called business casual. It's like
another quarter was like it's homecoming.
It's like a cocktail party.
I know. And another quarter was just kind of down to earth. But I get it. And it was good. Like I love the Posh crowd. I mean, they're great people. Got to meet them. I get it. It was one of the things where like I wasn't gonna do it. And you know what? People still came up to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Hey, one of our things is we've got to be real. And if that's you, man. That's
and those of you that dressed up really nice, you looked incredible, and that's you. We're fine with it.
And it's also the proper decorum for that era.
But some of the outfits there were not business casual.
Yeah, but it's cocktail party at that point. Like
there's business casual. Like business casual is casual. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when it's an event you're going to and they say business casual, or they don't mean like what you get to wear like Fridays when it's like a special day at your work, right? Like that's not what they're talking about.
Okay. No, but
it's like business is suit and tie, like 3-piece suit, right? Business casual is, still really nice button-up shirt, pants, nice shoes, not sandals, no toes.
No, I know.
If you're a man, there's just
it did crack me up because people were really nice to me, and I appreciate those of you that shot me a DM and said, Orlando, how about next time some shoes?
Yeah.
It just made me laugh.
It's funny. It was great. What did you think about it overall?
So
other than the dress?
I thought number one, Posh has definitely done a great job of branding in the sense that like you go there and it's Posh, right? Everybody's like well dressed. Everybody's kind of just talking about the different brands, and so I thought it was great. I thought the speakers were great. The one thing that carried on for me is that reselling is reselling. Right. So a lot of the things, I heard, it was funny because one speaker had talked about how they get a lot of am I close to the mic now? I should be.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I just keep looking at Mike when I step away. So one of the things that one of the speakers talked about is that they ended up getting a lot of their items wholesale. And it was nice to hear another speaker go, no, I go to garage sales. I love going to garage sales. I love going to thrift stores. And that resonated with me because in the end, like the greatest ROI, whether you're doing Posh or you're doing Mercari or, whatever you're doing, is garage sales and thrift stores.
Yeah, it's definitely the greatest ROI. Now, is it always the most consistent? Can it be your bread and butter? Maybe not always, right? Like, so one of the nice things, if you have a consistent wholesale or retail arbitrage or something like that going, your profit margins might be slimmer, but you can buy, it's kind of that velocity thing, right? Where I can go into a store and buy 100 of these. And so maybe my profit is only, $15 per item. Whereas if I bought this for $1 at a thrift store and I could sell it for 100, that's huge. But if I'm selling 100 of them at $15 each, well, it starts to add up quickly.
No, I get that. It's just, I would say it's just different models, right? I have kind of this idea that like and I know other resellers do too, like if you have enough of a pipeline, like garage sales can make it for you.
Oh, absolutely. That was one of the cool things.
But it's pipeline.
Yeah, pipeline's huge. One of the Posh resellers we got to meet there was, I think, a British Posher. Is that the name?
I think
her name?
No, I'm
British.
Get it right.
It's a British.
I know who you're talking about.
A British Posher.
Oh, but she's not British.
No, she's
lives
British.
In California. She is, but she lives in California.
Well, she lives in California now, but she comes from. We're shouting you out. You're awesome.
No,
it was really cool to listen to your interview.
And I'm gonna pull it up because I think we got to do more justice to that.
Give a proper shout out.
Anyways, but we will find who this person is. Anyways,
Yeah, so it was really neat meeting, like listening to her, because that was one of her things was she enjoyed going to garage sales and thrift stores. And one of the things she said that was kind of neat was like just the excitement about finding certain items. And like, I could just, like you said, reselling is reselling. So, seeing somebody up on a stage and talking about their journey, and that's what's still exciting at that point when you've kind of made it and you're doing really well. But what you're still excited about is walking into a thrift store and pulling something off of a hanger and being super excited, like I found it, like that treasure hunting aspect of it.
And it was crazy because some of the brands she was talking about, and I don't know a lot about female brands, but like Madewell and Good American or something, like the Kardashian brand, like those bring money.
Yeah.
And she had talked, the other thing they had talked about was sample sales, which we haven't really talked a lot about. Yeah. By the way, before I move into that, okay, she is British. A British Posher.
Yeah, a British Posher.
Is her handle. So a British Posher, you were awesome. It was great meeting you. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Yeah. Definitely learned a lot.
Yeah, it was awesome listening to you. We'll share too later on some of the tips you gave about like how you sort on Posh as far as finding kind of what are the hot items and stuff. And when we do that, we'll give you credit because it was super helpful. But
so going back to the sample sales, so one thing we don't talk about, and sample sales are really hard unless you're like in a city like New York, maybe San Diego has some, LA definitely has some, but it's you have these big like expensive brands and they have samples that they sell, and you still pay up for some of them, but you're able to resell them for good money. Does that make sense?
It does.
So I know other people like Scavenger Life, who I listened to for years. I remember they would talk about when they would take a road trip to New York, they would go to sample sales, and every once in a while they would pick items up. So I don't know. Sample sales, I could see like if you're nearby, like some of those clothing manufacturers, like you could do really well.
Yeah. No, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if we had more around here, I feel like.
I think it's it. Okay, so we were up in Orange County, we're in LA. Did you, now in speaking with Hugh and Tiffany and speaking with others, did you get the sense that there's a lot more places to source in LA than in San Diego?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I live in a desert.
Right, but we're in San Diego though.
Yeah.
So I gotta give like, I guess props or double clap or to those of you that are out like 3 hours away from a major urban center. Like you're talking about we're in a desert in San Diego, but there's some of you that are awesome resellers and you're like out there. Right? Like I hear other people talk about it takes an hour for them to get to their local Walmart or Target.
Oof.
Like, right? Or they go to Goodwill and they hit the bins or they hit a certain place and they hit it hard for a couple of days and they don't go back for a few days later. So, but I don't know. I just got that sense that there's a lot more, but I think it's just because it's just more condensed.
I think you're right.
So,
one more thing to.
Okay.
I know we're moving on, and I don't mean to harp on the attire, but one thing to consider.
I thought we were moving on from that.
Yeah. One thing to consider: Poshmark literally is a reselling platform for selling cute clothes. Do you not expect everyone to dress up as nice as possible? Like their platform is, we are stylish. We have.
I wasn't dissing it though. Clothes. I thought it was great.
I'm just saying, like, the shirt.
No, you know what?
The shirt.
One of the.
You should have done the tie, like I said. You should have got a tie, and you should have put the Pure Hustle Podcast logo on it. That would have been
maybe I would have done that. But one of the things about going full time is knowing that I will never have anybody dictate how I dress.
You're such a rebel.
It's one of those things. It just.
So what if Pure Hustle Podcast got called up by, I don't know, a major broadcasting company, and they said, we'd like to have you come and have a sit down with us, and we're going to go to a dinner, a nice fancy dinner, and talk about,
I think we're in a different time.
You would go.
I think that's 10 years. I think that's 10 years removed. I think, and I could be wrong. But the sense I get now, it's kind of like tattoos, right? Like tattoos, and now we're going to dangerous ground here, right? But like tattoos, let's say 20, 30 years ago, right? Like people would have them, but it wasn't like, it's like Starbucks. Like Starbucks had rules against tattoos and had rules against piercings and so on. Now, like people are who they are. Like society's just learned to accept, and I'm sure there are certain businesses that, function that way still, but I think they're becoming more of the minority.
All right.
But then again, I'm not one of the bigwigs, so what do I know?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But
I say dress for success.
To get a bigger platform and obviously to reach more people, yes, I would dress the part if we needed. So I will confess that.
You'd be dictated
No. I would be strongly persuaded. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Wow. Then you can talk more about Posh. All right. So
I did. Poshers, you have style, which is why you do so well.
No, you do. You do. I gotta admit, you do. All right. Tell me, do you have any random stories? Something you wanted to share?
Actually, I have the video that I recorded, and I haven't posted up on Instagram.
Which video again?
Wait, I didn't put this video on Instagram, did I? About the castle that I found?
No.
All right, so I'll tell the story, and then I'll put that video up. It was a couple days ago, and I didn't have a chance to post it yet.
You found the castle?
Okay, so I decided just for 2 minutes to step into a Salvation Army,
Okay.
which is normally where I get my best finds. Is like I'm not going out
Salvation
sourcing.
Army?
Well, any thrift store, but I'm not like necessarily going sourcing for a day. Like it's just I'm in the neighborhood. I've got 5 minutes to kill. I might as well just step in, right? So I walk into this Salvation Army, and I find a like kind of big, because I've been looking at like the Christmas Village stuff, looking for the Department 56, like we've talked about.
Okay.
Well, I see this thing that's like that, but it's definitely not like that. It's really big, and it's a castle on this like wooden platform, and it's miniature. And so I'm like, wow, this thing is nice. It's heavy. I lift it up upside down, and I see like the nice logo on the bottom. So I type it up, I look it up. They're selling for $130, the exact one that I had, $130 on eBay. Like 2 of them had sold for that price, right? The thrift store was asking $6, and it was half off that color tax. So it was going to be $3.
And this isn't your hustle of the week?
No, because
Okay.
my random story is I like put it in the cart with the biggest smile on my face, and I'm like, oh, this is like the best. Like as I'm walking around, I'm already like celebrating my victory, and I'm like looking at it a couple times, and then I notice like a piece that's broken off the side. I'm like, oh, well, it's like a little piece broken off right here. And then I look a little bit more, and it's like, oh, there's like another piece. There's like a big piece broken off, and it was like this just let down, right? Like I celebrated way too early. Like it was all in my mind.
Was
but
it still resellable though? Like
no, it was broken. There was too many broken. I mean, maybe I could have picked it up and sold it broken, but like it's a decorative piece. Like nobody wants a broken decorative piece. Okay. And it's not like something that's easily fixed. It's like the pieces that are broken off and gone, right? So like they'd be missing the top of one of the castles, things. And so I had already in my head like ran through like that I was gonna walk home, or not walk home, but like drive home and then tell my wife like, no, I didn't find anything good at the thrift store, and then like just put it down on the table and just show her my phone with how much I was gonna make. And I was like, I was already like running through the victory dance in my head, and it was not a victory, it was a failure. And so like walking back and putting that back on the shelf was a very sad moment for me.
I'm so sorry.
That's my random story.
At least you caught it in the store.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been a $3 loss, but yeah, that still would have not been fun.
Yeah, but see, for me, it's once I buy, it's no longer the $3. Now it's $160 loss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I struggle. Like the other day I had a OA shipment come in, and these items I paid like 50 or 60, and I was going to flip them for 200, and all 3 boxes fell. And
Ooh.
and it was my fault because I tried to carry it all. So 2 of the 3 were no good to send into FBA. And so I thought it was like, I'm losing $200. It hurt, but it's okay. It happens so much in reselling. I mean, I always tell myself, I got to learn. I got to not be hasty about stuff. I got to make sure I take care of everything. And I still have those moments. Yep. Right? Those death piles, like you could have broken stuff in those death piles if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Are you remembering something? I got stories upon stories. So mine is it's kind of like more of sell quick, ship quick story, but I'm gonna share it, and this is why. So as some of you have been catching our IG stories, I've been going to LA a lot, and as a result of that, Hugo and Tiffany of Sell Quick Ship Quick have been very kind and just let me crash at their place if I'm ever up there. They've been awesome about it. So as I've been over there, they obviously see me do FBA. Like I got to do it somewhere. I can't like secretly pack in the backyard or something, right? And so I kind of took them through the process of FBA. And this is all, not anything planned. It was just kind of like, hey, you guys take a look what I'm doing, whatever. So they're like, that's not too hard. Like we could do that. And so they picked up a few items and we went and they scanned a few items and they found a bunch of stuff that they're ungated in. So they bought all the stuff, and I want to say it was maybe, let's say it's like 3 24 by 18 by 24 boxes full of stuff. And they had already like hit the limit on their cubic space, in the
storage availability. Yeah.
Right. Which was crazy because it wasn't a lot. Literally, it was probably like this whole table, like stacked up to this high, maybe a little higher, but that's it. And it was like, Amazon's like, no, you can't do this. And this is like, they're doing Amazon for like 3 days maybe. Okay. So then I tell Hugo and Tiffany, I'm like, why don't you just sell off like this one? Because we had this one item that it tanked that we were all going to lose money on. So they had about 12 of them. I had about 100 of them. It's just terrible. And I think I made $1 on each. So, I made $100
hey,
still.
$100. That's not
the amount of labor
at.
to put that together and ship it out. Like,
how many hours do you think total do you have in those 100 items? Break it down to
from sourcing to packing, I would say maybe 2 hours.
$50 an hour is not too bad.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, because it was easy to pack and it was easy to source. I just went to 2 places and I picked up like 50 at each place and I was good to go. So, how I talk about you pull that lever, right? And you pull that lever and like things will sell. If they're low ranked, they'll sell like super fast. So they pulled the lever now. These are brand new people. We're talking about like by the time they decided to pull the lever, it's like day 6 or 7. They pulled the lever and then they ended up with unlimited storage space in Amazon.
Hey, they proved themselves with some sales.
I know, but it was crazy. So we're now in day 7. And like, because what's funny is they got a professional account thinking that would do something they didn't do it. Like nothing did it. But when they sold out of everything they had, Amazon's like, here's all the storage space you want, which, I've always talked about, like, I think Amazon, they just want to see good metrics.
Right.
Like, there's no magical solution. Maybe if you buy stuff from a distributor, which I haven't yet, but I'm ungated in pretty much everything except a few things, but I've been doing Amazon for a while.
Right.
So next thing you know, we ended up going sourcing, I think, for like 8 hours one day, 10 hours the next day, and they had full shipments and it all sold. Right? They have a few things right now. Like they just recently sent out a shipment yesterday, which hopefully it'll get there by Thursday or Friday and they'll sell out. But that was crazy. Like to go think about, like I kept telling them, I go, well, I guess that's it. And then within a day, unlimited storage and they're able to send in another, 40, 50 items. So, and that's one of those those of you that are scared in FBA, there's 2 things to think about. One is make sure you know your numbers. I'll talk about that later. It's like, Amazon can be pretty scary because you think you're selling, you buy something for 10 and you're selling it for 30 and you're like, oh, I'm making $20 profit. No, not really. Because Amazon takes its cut. So there's your $10. And then on top of that, there's the shipping. It costs you to send out, right? Then there's the tax. So maybe on that item you bought for 10, maybe you're making $4, right? So just something to think about. The other thing is, you just gotta do it. Like there's no, like, with Hugo and Tiffany, it wasn't like they were looking for any shortcuts. They just went out there, they scanned, they found stuff, they shipped it, they sold it. And now they're able to make, not a huge amount of money, but they're able to make a little more than they expected this Christmas season. So anyways, that was just random because it went from like, it was just going to be me sourcing, crashing at their place to just going sourcing with them and hitting every single Ross and Target possible in the LA area. It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty awesome.
So,
keep going, keep hustling.
No, seriously.
Because you never know, those doors will open up.
You don't. And it's the same thing with eBay and anything and thrift stores and garage sales. You never know. That's why I think we love this. Right? You had mentioned something to me. I don't know, when I first decided to go full time, you said, Orlando, is this something you can like go and totally forget to eat? Do you remember you telling me that?
Yep.
And it's true. Like, I think you can't tell by looking at me, but I've been going like 1 meal a day for like days on end just because I've been hustling, but I don't notice it. Like, I'm not hungry now. If
it's something you love doing, you can do it and forget to eat and not even realize
it's crazy.
It. Yep.
You really can. I mean, I think I've eaten more Ritz crackers than I care to know because I've been so busy. So, all right, let's talk about some current topics.
Fill me in.
Let's talk about Porsche Pirates. Have you heard this new hashtag Porsche Pirates?
No, but it kind of sounds cool. What is it? Is it a new band?
No, it could be a new band. I'm sure there's a band with the name.
We are the Porsche Pirates, releasing our new album on. All right. So what's a Porsche Pirate?
So here's the thing with Porsche Pirates. So I guess I think it's, and many of you already know this, I think more now than ever, like people have been stealing stuff from porches.
Well, yeah, no, I do know what you're talking about.
Right?
For sure.
Have you personally encountered it?
Yeah, I have a funny story.
Oh yeah, share it.
Okay, so one time only have we had someone try and steal something from our front yard because we're right on a busy street. So luckily our neighbor is like the neighborhood watch. She's very she sleuths on everybody in the entire neighborhood.
Is that a word?
It is a word.
He's an English teacher, so we'll go with it.
So, actually, my wife taught me that word, which is kind of cool.
Sleuths.
So it's like spies and kind of sneaks in.
Okay.
So anyway, so she told us that somebody tried to steal this package. And she chased them away. Well, they had started to grab it and they were running with it. And it was a 40-pound bag of cat litter inside of a box.
What?
So they like jumped a gate, grabbed a 40-pound bag of cat litter, and we're going to run. Like, I wish they would have stolen it. Like, I wish they would have like hoofed it for like 2 miles, like running out of breath.
That's another new word.
You know what I mean? Like that would have been great for them to be like sweating and like think that they made it and finally get to where they can open this thing up and it's cat litter. And they're like, we carried, like, that would have been great. They didn't steal it, which I'm kind of glad about. But
40 pounds. 40 pounds isn't light.
No, it's heavy. It's a lot of cat litter.
It's awkward, like, ready?
Well, it was in a box, so they didn't know what was in there. They're just like, ooh, a heavy box, you know? But.
Wow. Okay, and did they ever catch the person?
No, the person just ran away, but, so that was a failed porch pirate, but yeah, it's bad this year, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm noticing. And it goes in line with, like, online arbitrage. Right, because I have a lot of things sent to me, but I make sure they go to the UPS store, which has been awesome. So I've been on 2 to 3 day road trips, and my stuff is safe, right? And it's been all good. So the other part is actually, you know what? We gotta talk about this later. I got a printer in the mail.
You got a printer?
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Well, we can't. Well, okay. So part of that was, and the reason me think about that. So a lot of you have heard about my my inkjet printer. You've given me a hard time about inkjet, right, Mr. Rollo Man.
Yeah, Rollos are nice, man. Thermal.
I know. So College Picker, you know, he caught that and he goes, "What? You have a inkjet? Well, like, what are you doing?" And if you haven't been following the College Picker, like, he's put out great info. He talks about, like, he calls it Patagucci, but like Patagonia. He has a lot of printer stuff. So College Picker just goes, you know, I come across a lot of printers. And sure enough, like, for Christmas, I got a printer.
Nice.
It was a laser printer.
Oh.
So I'll have to show it.
Super nice.
I have to show it later to you today, but I know it's not. And so here's the funny: as the moment I show this on the IG story, a lot of people are like, "How come you didn't go thermal?" And I'm like, "Well, you know what? Small steps.
Small steps. Hey, you're moving in the right direction. You're not using a chisel and stone anymore. So I'm proud of you."
But, you know, thank you again, Eric. I really appreciate that. The College Picker. If you haven't been following him on YouTube, definitely has awesome videos, and IG has awesome IG stories and posts. So check him out.
Check it out.
So anyway, so the reason I bring that up is because I got the printer and I was in LA, and, you know, he's kind of like, you know, did the Eagle land? And I'm like, yeah, but it's it arrived at the UPS store. He's like, okay, it's safe, right? So I think everybody's aware.
Oh yeah.
Right, of, like, you know, this printer, not the printer issue, the porch pirate issue.
Porch pirates.
And, like, even today, I went to go check my mail, and I saw a neighbor's house, and there's these huge Target boxes just hanging out.
Gives me 2 ideas. Idea number 1, I've heard before, when it's after Christmas, break down your boxes and, like, put them inside out or whatever you have to do so that, like, people can't see what's in your trash can. Because if they open up your trash to, like, dig through it, or, you know, like, even thieves will check to see what's in your house. So if they see, like, a brand new Xbox box or Nintendo Switch, now they know that's inside your house, right? Like, they can see what's inside your house based off your trash. The other thing is,
I never even thought about that.
Yeah, like, people, like, they can, they got a new 60-inch TV and a new this and a new that, new Bose system, and now they know what's in your house, right? Just by looking at your trash. But idea number 2, so be careful about that. Make sure to protect your trash. Protect your trash.
Protect your trash.
Protect your trash.
Not your reselling trash, your trash.
Put that as a t-shirt. Protect your trash.
There you go.
Pure Hustle Podcast. Protect your trash. So that's idea number 1. Idea number 2 is the 40-pound bag of cat litter. I think is a great idea to, like, catch porch bandits. Like, people need to start putting out dummy boxes in front of their house that's, like, full of just heavy, gross stuff.
Okay, I got a great story with that. so not related to me. So yesterday I was on Reddit, and there's this video. There's this guy. His name is Mark Rober. So Mark, M-A-R-K, and last name Rober, R-O-B-E-R on YouTube. And what he did is, I think the guy like has super scientific knowledge. Like I think he helped like NASA. I don't know exactly. You have to check out his YouTube channel. I just came across this like last night at like 1:45 a.m. So, but I watched the whole video. You should check it out. It's pretty awesome. So he was having a porch pirate issue. So what he did is they spent months, and he invented this device. And what this device does is it's 4 cell phones all the way across, so you get multiple angles on the camera. Okay. And they have, it's also on a data plan. So if somebody picks up this item, they can track where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like this motor that sends like this huge ton of glitter everywhere as soon as the person opens the box. And on top of that, you got to watch the video, but it had like this fart spray thing that every 5 seconds it would keep like spraying it wherever it was after you open it. Right?
Interesting.
So you got to watch the video. It's pretty awesome.
Did they catch somebody?
Oh, yeah. Over and over and over again. So they'll put this out, and sure enough, somebody will take it. And like one person like took it and opened up with their buddy in the car, and all the glitter went all throughout the car. Then it started spraying in the car. Like, what is this? And it's all on camera too.
Oh, that's great. You know what they should do instead of glitter though is that ink stuff that is inside of like.
No, I know, but glitter is annoying, but it's safe.
That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
should just be pepper spray. You open it up, you steal my package, you're getting pepper sprayed in the face.
But dude, I gotta tell you, like, this was hilarious.
That sounds awesome.
Because you feel justice too when you watch this. Yeah. You're like, yeah, you got what you deserved. You got lucky.
Yeah,
could have been a lot worse. And it's awesome. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to reveal too much. Check out the video. There's a tie-in to Home Alone in there too. So
nice. Mark Rober. Yeah, check that out. I'm going to check it out. That sounds awesome. If you don't want to get as creative with like inventing a robot device that goes
this
inside,
is legit. Like circuit board, like using a CAD system to come up with the right 3D model. I mean, it's pretty intense.
Yeah. My suggestion is a little simpler. I don't know, if you got a dog, fill up a box with dog poop, like boom.
You took it to that level. I don't know if that's a pure hustle level.
It's real, man. Like,
I've also heard people say if there's stuff you're trying to, you're too lazy to donate it, you want to give it away, just put it in nice Amazon boxes in front of your house.
Yeah, get rid of your trash that way. Trash disposal.
Oh my goodness. Okay, on that note, I think we should move on.
All right.
I don't know how much I want to talk about. Did you do a lot of sourcing at Walmart this Q4?
No.
Isn't that weird?
I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to.
For me, I did a lot of OA, but I don't know. I feel like I was at Target a lot. And the reason I think it's weird is because you know how we talked about Target and resellers? We talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's your favorite place to...
That's my favorite place. No issues. Like they had...
It's all in your head.
No, it's not all in my head.
I think so, a little
I've
bit.
experienced some of it. This last week, I shared this on IG where I found I think 40 or 50 video games on clearance, and it's funny because they weren't like the same ones that I saw other people on IG pick up. They were different. And I'm hoping they'll sell by the end of this week. But I went to the register and at electronics, and I wanted to pay for them. And the guy goes, "You should go to the front." I'm like, no, I want to pay right here. He goes, "No, you should go to the front." Wink. I'm like, "Why? What? No, I want to pay right here." He goes, "You should go to the front." He kept winking. And he goes, "Okay." And he finally goes, "It's a 5-item limit here." And I'm like, oh. So I went to the front and I thought, if I pay for all of this first, they can't tell me I can't buy this. So I paid for it all at self-checkout. And then I went to security. I go, "Hey, I just paid for all this. I got to get these devices removed." But the reason I share all this is it's interesting because Walmart used to be one of the major places I sourced. And like we did for certain items, remember earlier in Q4. But it's interesting because as much as Target had said, or you know what, they never explicitly said it, right? There's like that memo that came out about
there's
resellers.
A few memos that came out about resellers.
But do you think those are real?
They might be, but I just think I worked at Target as an employee, and I think it's one of those things maybe upper management cares. The average person who works at at a retail store, they're there to do their job and be kind to customers. If they've got, I mean, you meet people with good customer service. They're not caring about all of the little odds and ends stuff like that. Like they're not like, oh, I think I found a reseller. Like I just don't think they care.
Well, that's funny you brought that up because when I was at one of the Targets, I shouldn't laugh about this. At electronics, somebody took off out the emergency exit with a bunch of video game stuff, and that used to happen all the time when I used to work assets protection at Target. Like you'd hear the alarm, you're like, oh, there's somebody out there. Now usually we were ready, like we lined up by the doors, we got them on camera. As soon as they were out, it was like football status. But I say that because somebody had asked me, like, hey, aren't you worried that they're going to shut down your card when you go to Target? And my response was, and it was a great question, because I guess there's rumors that happens. This person was telling me that Nordstrom Rackets happen to people. But my response is, well, I think they're too busy trying to catch the real criminals.
Yeah, like criminals, not
resellers that are providing them business.
Yeah, who's giving them money.
Yeah. And so I don't know. Maybe their stance changed. I didn't get a lot of resistance. And there's sometimes I bought like more, like I'm talking about like 40 of the same and didn't get any questions. So I thought that was interesting. One more last Amazon thing is this year was a little different. So back in the day, you used to be able to buy stuff and list it on Amazon, merchant fulfilled. And you know what merchant fulfilled is?
Yep.
Okay, it's where like if it sells, you pack it and you ship it like eBay. It's not like FBA. Well, this year you couldn't do it unless you met the guidelines that they had set up that you had to sell a certain number of toys by this date.
Oh, right. You had to kind of prove yourself ahead of time.
Which is interesting because last year I never did that and I still was able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense from their perspective during this time, especially. I mean, even thinking about drop shippers and stuff that they're trying to probably protect. Like if it's Amazon fulfilled, if it's FBA, they know they have the item, they feel confident selling it. If it's merchant fulfilled, unless you've proven yourself, how do they know you really have the item?
No, that is true. That is very true. And so, it's true. I do know resellers that they list stuff, but they don't pick it up and buy it until after it sells. So this happens.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous. But anyway, I thought that was, I think I lost some business because of that. But at the same time, fulfilling merchant fulfilled is just, it's wild, especially when it gets crazy. I mean, doing 100 in one night, I don't know if I could do it. So anyways, hey, and the next thing we're going to talk about is the printer. We already talked about the printer.
Yeah. So
do you think I should get like a thermal printer too? In your experience.
You need to come over and see how the Rollo works. It'll blow your mind.
Okay.
Like it is, to print a label for me costs less than a penny. Like way less than a penny.
You just got to buy the paper.
It's not. They're literally. I don't have to pay for ink at all. The paper is what you're paying.
Okay.
Like there's no ink. There's nothing. It's heat that like creates and it takes like half of a second. By the time you hit print, it's bzz, the label's out and no ink, none. Okay. And it's the size of like a cell phone, like a little bit bigger than a cell phone.
So maybe printer. I'm just kind of like, I feel like all this new kind of like equipment, I could be wrong. It's kind of like the IG like status thing for resellers.
It's not a status thing. It saves money. Like,
okay, I get it. I do, but it's kind of like I'm trying to save a lot of money too, right? But you're saying I wasn't saving money, which is true. I know with ink, I was not. Well, okay, I was because I had a printer and I had a bunch of ink that I picked up a long time ago. Okay, that's where I saved the money. If I kept having to buy new ink, that's where the problem would be.
Yeah, speed, time is money, right? So it's faster. It's way more cost efficient, takes up less real estate. It's not just like it's got a logo on it, so it's cool. It's a better piece of equipment for your business.
Okay. All right. It's kind of like the lights. Like we talked about, I ended up buying the huge umbrella lights, and there's other people now saying you should just get the LED lights. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
You think there's a difference?
I mean, there is a difference as far as like the amount of space it takes up. The amount of energy it uses. It depends on if you're using like CFL lights or halogen lights. Those make a difference. I mean, there's definitely, and even within different types of lights, there's levels of like which ones are better, more expensive, nicer. Okay. It's hard to give like a definite answer because they do different things. But if I had to pick something portable, something cost efficient over the long run, I would pick probably LED lights.
Really?
For sure.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, a little late for me. but maybe down the road. So no, and that's one of the things I want to talk about is that for next year, I definitely want to level up some of the equipment I've been using because I've been using some of the same old for like a long time.
Yeah, it's time to upgrade for sure.
That is true. And I did.
I mean, it's kind of like, do you still use like a camera with like where you have to use your thumb to go over, click, get the pictures developed at a Walgreens, and then scan them into the computer and upload to eBay?
Oh, okay. All right. That's like 15 years ago, maybe more.
Yeah, and you were using a old school printer when thermal's out there, man.
I was. But thank you, College Picker, for taking me to the next level. I really appreciate it.
Leveling up his reselling game.
His reselling game. All right. So that's pretty much for our current topics, though. I mean, there's there's probably some things going on, but I've been like so deep into sourcing and shipping out boxes that I kind of missed a few things here and there. So anyways, hey, if you have any things you'd like us to discuss, hey, we're always available. Make sure to DM us on Instagram, Pure Hustle Podcast. Shoot us a note on Twitter, Pure Hustle Cast. Call us on our number, 619-738-1170. That's 619-738-1170. You can email us at purehustlepodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, Pure Hustle Podcast. And hey, YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell to get alerts, and share.
Yeah,
share. That's
let
big.
Other people know.
I know. And what I appreciate is how many people have shared our YouTube and also how many people have written awesome reviews. I keep going back and on iTunes and Spotify, we have some awesome reviews. So thank you.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
We had one that was like multiple paragraphs and
oh man,
I'm just like thankful. Awesome. So yeah, please help because all that helps us get the message out, get more info out to more people. So always hit like, subscribe, and share. So thank you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about hustle of the week.
Hustle of the week. I got some listener hustles here. You ready for this?
We got some good ones today, too.
We got some good ones.
All right.
Really,
you go first.
Really exciting. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So first listener hustle of the week, which by the way, just like we told you, all of those ways of contacting us work for hustle of the week too. So if you've got that hustle, send it in. So first one comes from Wayne. His IG handle is at Kway Shop. That's KAYWAYSHOP. Check him out. So he went to a Salvation Army in Florida and came across a Columbia camo insulated hunter jacket. So there's a couple of them that he picks up.
That's just wild to me. You know why? I don't pick up Columbia. Do you pick up Columbia?
I actually have a few Columbia stuff that I picked up. Yeah.
Really? I stopped. I mean, I would pick up like Patagonia and all those other.
I think part of it too depends on how old it is. Because I think Columbia, from what I actually just researched this, several years ago was higher end and then has kind of moved to like mid-tier. And then that same company that owns Columbia started like a separate branch that's like their higher end models that aren't Columbia. I can't remember what it's called. But,
okay.
But I think, yeah, so if you get some older Columbia, definitely it's higher end. So I think that makes a difference too.
It's like a bolo within the hustle
of the week. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
So he picks up some Columbia camo insulated hunter jackets. They were on sale for $70 each. That's up there, right? Like that is.
I mean, but if it's a good ROI, it may be worth it.
Yeah. So Wayne recognizes there's not a lot of hunters in this area. So he speaks to the manager and is able to work out a deal, right? Like you've got these items.
Which is rare. Have you tried doing that around here?
Not around here. Well, there's been a couple of times. And yeah, I haven't been able to get deals. I think Salvation Army is way more flexible around in our area than Goodwill is. They've worked with me a couple of times. Goodwill doesn't.
Oh no.
But Salvation Army does.
There are some awesome Goodwill people. If you're listening, you're awesome. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, you're awesome. I think you're talking about people who made fun of me for missing some BOLOs that one time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Off topic. So he picks up.
They didn't make fun of you, by the way. They just said, "Look what your buddy missed out."
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Anyways, go ahead.
So he ends up working out a 50% off deal on this. So he picks these both up. So instead of paying $70 each, he picks them both up for that price. And he sold one on eBay for $190, and then the other one for $190 plus shipping. That's a killer. Yeah, that's ROI. That's awesome. Even if you would have paid up on those, you still would have made some killer profit. So the fact that you worked out that deal, good job, Wayne.
I think I might have the numbers off. I think he sold it for a little more, a little less. Either way, he's still, that is a nice ROI. Again, thrift stores, like I keep going back to right now Q4. Like today, I've sold 100 items, but I maybe made $5 on each of them. Right? He sold 2.
It's awesome.
Right? That's just incredible. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us, Wayne. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so I got today's kind of like your hustles of the week because there's gonna be a lot of board game hustles.
I love board games.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting because I came across this item too, but in different shapes. So let's talk about it. So, JAA, JAA on IG, handle at shop JA, so SHOP. I hope I'm saying that right. At SHOPJA_A.
I actually just shared their Posh closet today.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you got a great closet.
That's awesome. Okay, so they're actually local too.
Mm.
So they're at the local swap meet, and they do some work there sometimes. And they came across this board game, and it was open, but everything was sealed in it.
Mm.
Okay, they paid $1 for it, and they flipped it for $120 on eBay.
What was the board game?
What do you think it was? Just throw out your top 3.
Oh, at that price?
We've talked about it on the show before.
Was it the one tower one, Dark Tower?
No, it's not Dark Tower.
Was it a Dungeons and Dragons?
Nope. No. Think more like haha.
Haha.
Like one of the best shows ever written.
Oh, is it The Office?
It's The Office. The Office trivia game.
Nice.
Isn't that wild?
That's awesome.
So the reason I relate with this is because at a garage sale a few weeks ago, I picked up a used one, and I saw they were going for $50 to $60.
Mm.
They found a sealed one.
That's nice.
Now, not completely sealed, and this is why I always say don't give up. Like, the box was already unsealed, but inside of it was all new, right? All the card packs and everything was all sealed. 120. The Office is fire.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really big right now. And so is Friends. It's weird how like those older shows, like being a high school teacher.
They're like 10 years removed too.
Yeah. Yeah. Being a high school teacher is really nice for me. I feel like because I'm still not trendy and cool. The kids will tell me that. Okay. But I get insight into what is trendy and cool. I feel like only a few weeks behind when the kids are getting it, right? You know what I mean? Like
I get it.
I'm still catching on like, oh wait, this is a thing again. But yeah, so like watching kids love The Office, love the show Friends.
Isn't that weird though?
It's bizarre.
Like, do you think when we were in high school, now I know I'm like 10 years older than you or something, but I can't see like in the 90s, if The Office came out in the 90s, that like it would be one of my shows.
Like if it came out while you were in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, I would
think so?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just because it's like kind of vintage and like retro, and like retro is cool. I don't know. Even though it's not like old, but
I mean, I think to me, it's my favorite show out there as far as comedy goes. But I don't know. It's just, I think, I still think if it got re-released now, it was like a brand new show. I don't know if everything would be okay right now. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
There's some episodes Michael Scott kind of takes it next level.
That's true. Maybe that's one of the reasons it's kind of popular again is kind of, it was talking on issues that, people don't talk about in shows anymore. I don't know.
True. And it's always, like any kind of art form, it's a reflection of the current culture.
Yeah. Yeah. And satire's big. Friends, I don't know why Friends is big. That was a show I never really watched when I was.
It was huge when I was in high school.
Yeah. I didn't really watch it ever. But I recently found a Friends trivia board game, which was cool to sell that.
Nice.
Yeah. So just knowing those things. Yeah. Like if you've got a teenager, like buddy up with them because they will tell you what's in right now. If not, I'm not going to tell you to follow teenagers on social media, but like you need to find some way of like, I don't know, watching YouTube videos
or a niece.
Yeah, like you got to find that is your research and development.
I would say, but it's weird because I think it goes from teenagers to like age 25.
Yeah, like that's the
like they know what's up.
They know what's up.
Us 39-year-olds, I don't know.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if I already mentioned this on this is not my quote of the week. That'll come a little later, but
oh right, totally forgot about the quote of the week.
I was at a conference and it was brought up, and I don't know if I've already said this or not, but one of the things the speaker said was that if like CEOs that are like understand how to get things done, go to their youngest employees to ask for advice.
Really?
Yeah. So like the person who, I'm trying to think what the brand was.
Trying to get feedback?
No. So this person bought or became the CEO of a Coke company. And I'm trying to think of what the Coke company is. It's like an old school Coke company. And it was like, you'd think like maybe like grandparents would wear it. So it's like kind of a dying brand.
Okay.
And a younger lady became the CEO of the company. And so what she did is in her very first meeting, instead of pulling in all of like the big wigs and the board, she said, I want all of the interns in one room right now. And so she got all the interns in a room and she said, what do we need to do to make this company work?
Interesting.
And she just listened to them talk about like their ideas about social media and this. And so they came up with a thing where they started a campaign where people would wear their jackets and take pictures different places. And they like posted that as their website. And that started this like trend going. And so, yeah, I mean, there's definitely something to be said about connect with people who are a little bit younger because they have a pulse on culture that we end up picking up on a little bit later down the road. So the sooner we get it, the further along we are down the road to success.
No, that is true. That is true. I mean, I would say when I was working in education, like I only knew about like a lot of the hot shoes was because we actually had students that were selling them.
Mm-hmm.
Reselling like the Yeezys and all that.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I actually saw a fake pair of Yeezys at the thrift store the other day.
How'd you know they were fake?
I looked it up because again, I wasn't excited about them because I was like, these are probably fake. And I looked it up and sure enough, they had the markings.
Like the stitching was off.
The stitching was off.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole different ballgame.
But I would have had no idea that those are worth hundreds of dollars or thousands if it's the right ones. But yeah, we had students who that's what they do.
Yep.
They buy and trade and sell shoes.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. Okay, let's go last hustle of the week.
Last hustle of the week. This is another board game one. So, Mike. Okay, so
that's you.
That's me. So at fba.exe on Instagram, scooped out a garage sale the night before. So he was like looking, trying to see like where he's going to go. And he sees that one of the garage sales has some stuff, right? So he puts it as number one. Which
everyone should be doing.
Yeah. Friday night, plan your route, right? So he's planning the route and he finds I'm going to this one first because there's some stuff there I see on the pictures that I want to get. So he shows up 30 minutes early to this garage sale. It was still dark out, so they had to use their phones as flashlights to kind of look around the garage sale, which I've done before, and it's a weird...
Luckily, it's not San Diego. San Diego, you got to get here like 2 hours before.
Yeah, it's way, way early.
It's crazy.
So, but 30 minutes early, still dark, using cell phones in order to like see each other and see the items. And there were several new and sealed Monopoly games at a garage sale. And the person wanted $225 for them. Was able to talk him down, kind of like our last person. Negotiation, man. That's what's making hustles this week.
No, but again, it's your ROI.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever dollar you can get down, that's gonna get into your bottom line.
Yeah, the better you can negotiate, the more money in your pocket. So he talks him down to $150. That's significant. That's a big drop.
That is a big drop.
So now here's where it gets really cool. At fba.exe is when he makes the purchase, gated on FBA. Had the plan on selling on an FBA, ends up being ungated, sending it in. So like that was like a certain amount of faith there, right? Like that's a hustle to say like, you know what, I'm buying this, even though there's no guarantee that this is going to work FBA. Maybe he was thinking, eBay or something else on the side,
yeah.
but does it, becomes ungated, started selling them already. So one of them, Stranger Things, sold for $25, a Game of Thrones for $36, the Muppets for $65. We were just talking about the Muppets last episode.
We were.
Yeah. The Hobbit for $100. That's fantastic. $152 for Marvel. $297 for The Office.
The Office. Again, The Office.
Unbelievable. So cool, right? Like, so great find. Good job negotiating. And clearly some fire ROI.
Yeah, and great hustle. I mean, think about that. Like, on two ends, you scoped it out. You were there early. Right, you were willing to negotiate, and then you had the foresight going, "Hey, I wish this could sell on eBay. I mean, on Amazon, but I'm going to sell on eBay." And in the end, he sold on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's how Q4 rolls. Like, you'll be able to sell stuff for a premium amount that you couldn't do the rest of the year.
Yeah,
so
no,
that is incredible. So, hey, all three of you that share your hustles of the week, Wayne, Kway Shop on Instagram, Jaw at shop Jaw _J. It's shop JA_A. And, FBA.exe. And he's been killing it, too, with Amazon. I mean, he has some awesome numbers. So, anyways, appreciate all of you. Thank you for sending us your hustle of the week. Thank you for allowing us to share and give you a shout out.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. So,
So
Sweet.
now,
What about you?
I don't know.
What's your hustle?
So I think our hustles of the week look minor in comparison to what we just shared. I don't know. So
Just wait till you hear mine. You'll see how minor mine is.
okay, I guess I should go first then. So I shared this in IG today. So if you saw the IG post of all these minions that I sold on Amazon, that's my hustle of the week. And let me talk about that a little bit because I really was happy about this one. Number one, because I sold minions. And if you know anything about minions and reselling, I've never seen them to sell for much.
Really?
All the Despicable Me stuff? No, that's just my experience. Maybe there are things that I've missed. But so this was during one of my runs, my sourcing runs, and I had a ton of them in October and November. But this was at this Target store that, I never had been to. And it was really late. And I kind of was like, do I really want to go here? Like it's already, I don't know what it was like. It was almost 8 o'clock or 9, and I was about an hour and a half away from home, and I just didn't feel like going, but I'm like, I'm going to go. So I go, and on this wall, I see 70% off. Now, usually when it's 70% off, it's junk, right? It's a toy that nobody wanted. It's broken stuff. It's repackaged stuff. So I go, and there's this wall full of like, minions from Despicable Me, like the dancing ones. Like you press the button, and it dances, and I normally wouldn't pick that up. And I go and I scan it, and they're selling for about, $15. And this is one of the things I realized is Q4 is that I hedge my bets on a lot of things. I picked up a lot of things for 10 going, this will triple in value by Q4. So a lot of things I've been right on, and a lot of things I've been wrong on. So that's one of the things I want to be careful next Q4 is I can't play that guessing game. Because it has hurt me a little bit. It's cut into my profits. Well, this one, they're selling these minions that normally retail at $49.99. Again, that's retail.
Right.
Obviously, no one was paying that because they're highly clearance. They were down to $5.98 each. Okay, that's huge, right? And then on top of that, Target at this time had the 25 off of 100 deal. So if I pick up 20, it goes a little over 100. Right? And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to sell each of these for $34.99. Now, again, there's some things I did that for Q4 and hasn't worked out. Well, on this, it did work out.
Nice.
So I bought 20 of them. I sold 16 of them for $34.99. And I sold, I think the last four for like 19 something. Okay. Now, in total, right, I paid like $115. Right, I made about $380 or so net profit.
Nice.
After selling all these items.
Hey, that's good.
So, I'm happy with the hustle of the week for two reasons. One is I decided that even though I was tired, I was going to hit one more store. And I went to the store, and instead of just going, I'm not going to scan this, I decided to scan it, and it was worth my time.
Wow.
Right? And here's the funny thing. This is the same store that I sourced one of my favorite tanking BOLOs of this Q4.
This is the fingerling store?
Well, this is the new fingerlings for me.
I know what you're talking about. Is it the thing that I had a bunch of too?
Yeah, I'm just going to say it, the eggs.
Oh, I had a few of those. I actually sold some.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
on eBay.
Oh, good for you. Yeah. And you made a profit.
I did make a profit. Not a huge profit, but I think like $15 or $20 each. I sold, I think, 4 of them. I returned a bunch. It's funny though, because people are still looking for them now.
Are they really?
Yeah, because we went.
There's about 200 or something sellers for each of them on Amazon right now.
I guess people are looking in stores for them. Like, so the people who aren't shopping, maybe that's the market, is you need to stand outside of stores where things are sold out and like sell.
On the side, like a lemonade stand, but it's a reselling stand.
Like, I've got Ryan's eggs.
And we're just out there. Usually we don't share stuff like this, but listen, this is up there with Monopoly for millennials. Like everybody knows, which has tanked like crazy. I think it's selling for $34 each right now.
If it's December, oh really? I'm gonna buy one.
I'll just give you one of mine. I mean, for right now, it's like I may hold on to some, and maybe 30 years from now, some American pickers will show up at my place and go, "Oh, that Monopoly from Millennium, I remember picking that up." And
that's funny.
There's a YouTube video, and it tanked, and da-da-da. So
it happens.
It happens. But what was I gonna say? Oh. So I made more money on these minions than I'm probably going to make on the eggs that I picked up that same night. I picked up like 10 of them. I don't know if I'm going to make $380 on those.
Hey, that goes to show like the hot toy the toy that everyone's like buzzing about and talking about or kind of talking about on Instagram, you know, might not be the best toy
No,
or the best item.
And that's one of the things we'll talk on our major recap episode, but I should have followed my own advice. I think now that I was full time, I'm like, oh, hey, I have more time to look for these hot toys. I should have been grinding and finding those hot toys that people weren't noticing. Because there's some of them that I've had killer ROI that maybe only a handful know. And the hot toys, everybody knows. And so unless you're the first one to sell them, because I remember one of them was selling for like 120 each. And now it's down to like 49, which on Amazon, there's no money to be made.
Yeah. So that's the market you want to get into is buy up a bunch of stuff, list it really high, but only have like 10 of them because it's probably, otherwise you're going to lose money when it tanks.
Sell them fast. Sell them fast. So anyway, so that is my hustle of the week.
That's a really good hustle of the week. That's so much better than my hustle of the week.
No way. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm being 100% serious because this isn't actually a hustle for me. It's kind of like a listener hustle, but I was kind of part of it. So I'm going to talk about it.
So you're like mooching off a listener hustle.
Kind of. Well, I mean, listeners still get the content. That's what matters, right?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
This is a mic fail that turned into somebody else's hustle of the week.
Okay.
So here we go. So I walk into a Goodwill, right after school gets out, and I'm looking around, and I actually found some pretty good stuff. I'm trying to think. I found a pair of Shape Ups. We've talked about Shape Ups before. Okay. A couple of other shoes that were really nice. A few sealed board games and a sealed puzzle. Like I walked out of there probably with close to $100 profit, net profit. And I was only in there for like 15, 20 minutes. Well, as I'm leaving, I see a friend of mine who's been listening and starting to resell. And he's walking in and he's like, oh man. And I'm like, sorry, all the good stuff's gone. We kind of joke about that for a little bit. And I was like, no, but honestly, I was only in there for a little bit. I'm sure there's tons of stuff I missed in there. And so anyways, I'm driving to go pick up my son. I get a text message from this guy and I look at it and he's like, did you miss this?
Oh, that's the worst.
And
I hate it when
here's
that
the thing.
happens.
I saw it. Like it was one of the first things I saw when I walked in because it was like big display. It was like as soon as you walk in, it's buy all the Christmas stuff. And it was like a tin motorcycle that said like police on it. Well, I didn't even really look at it because it was kind of big. And I was there like thinking about like certain items, which you shouldn't go into necessarily like only thinking certain things. But I was like, okay, last chance to maybe get some Christmas stuff. Last chance for, shoes are always quick for me. I'm going to hit a few of the clothing racks and then I'm out because I was on a time frame. So I didn't even look at what they were asking for this. I didn't look at the brand of it. I was just like, oh, that's a cool looking motorcycle metal thing. It says police on it. And so then I left. Well, anyways, he sends it to me. I didn't realize the front of it, which I didn't even look at the front. I was looking at it from the back. It says Harley Davidson on it. Okay. Like handmade tin police like stand thing selling for like $150
really?
on eBay. Yeah. So I don't know what they were asking for it, but I'm assuming this guy picked them up. I haven't had a chance to talk to it yet about it. But
so this would be the loss of the week.
Yeah, this is a loss for me. But you know what? I still celebrate, right? Like good for him. I walked out with profit, and then he even made the comment, like there's something for everyone. It's true. Like, I was
explain this thing again. Just break it down real quick.
Like what it is?
Yeah.
Like how you go into like stores and they have like stuff made out of metal, like tin, like a robot or a transformer.
I'm just trying to picture it for our listeners. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a tin metal, and it was in the shape of a motorcycle, right? So it's got like clearly made out of like metal that's been like shaped by hand. Looks a little boxy, painted white, and it says police on it, white and black. So it's like a police motorcycle. I didn't realize it was a Harley Davidson one.
So you thought it was like folk art or something?
Yeah, I just assumed like somebody made this in their garage, and
Okay.
But it's a legit thing that people know about that sells for $150 on eBay.
Now we know about it.
Now we know.
There you go.
So good job, hustle to you. I'm still happy though. I left that thrift store with profit, and there's times when I see other resellers and they're picking up stuff and putting it in their basket, and I'm like, oh man, I missed that. But then like they leave and I'm still putting stuff in mine. And I'm like, they missed this, So there's always something.
There really is. I mean, my store that I like going to, like I go there a lot, and sometimes there's two resellers there before me, but they're picking up totally different items, right? So again, we always say this, like there's so much out there, you know, even with our Bolo episode that's coming that we're going to share with you guys for Christmas, like even though those Bolos, you know, some people say, well, that's going to hurt the market, but reality is you got to find those items. Yep. And on top of that, there's so many different variations, right? And we've gotten a little more generic because there's more than just one specific thing of a certain kind that can still make you money.
Yep.
So speaking of that, let's go to our Bolos.
Bolo.
All right.
Well, you know what? Before we get to Bolo, I just have something to add to that.
I know where you're going.
And this is my quote of the week.
There we go.
So,
I knew it. Okay.
And it's not a perfect segue into, you know, Bolo or away from hustle of the week, but kind of. Okay. You ready for this?
I'm always ready.
I think it's a good one. I think this is potentially life-changing.
Wow, that you understand you're setting the stage for major expectations.
I said potentially life-changing.
Still. Okay, go ahead.
So it's kind of like the weather. You know how like weathermen can say like, there's a 50% chance of rain. Well, they're not going to be wrong no matter what happens. If it rains, they were right. If it doesn't rain, they were right.
You're just playing it safe right now.
Yeah, potentially life-changing.
All right.
So here we go. Here's my quote of the week. If you fulfill your obligations every day, you don't have to worry about the future.
Huh. That's very true.
Right? That's good. Like people often think about like, what am I going to do for the future? And what about this? And there's a lot of anxiety and worry people have. And you know, understandably so, there's concern and worry and fear. But if what this quote says is true, if it's a general truth, that if every day you just take care of the things that need to be taken care of that day, you don't have to worry about tomorrow or the next week or the next year. Because if you're always doing the things that need to be done, like this isn't just like the bare minimum obligations, but if you're like, well, what are the things I should do? What's the best I can do today? The future will take care of itself.
You know, I appreciate that because, you know, FBA, right? I was like hustling every day. And I think last week, I need it closer to the mic. Sorry. So I think last week I kind of had this like major concern, like, oh man, like sales are good, but they're not where I wanted them to be. And now that we're in this week, they're definitely where they need to be. And I'm going to be okay. But it's because of all those days that I just was concerned about, hey, I'm going to source, I'm going to ship, I'm going to source, I'm going to ship. And I just kept doing that consistently. Yep. Right? Instead of stressing. Like I really, the good and the bad was I really didn't think about later. I just thought about, I just need to focus on now. Yep. And now I'm reaping some of those benefits.
No, it's great. I mean, there's this thing that I've tried to live by. I guess this is a bonus quote of the week. It's much faster.
Ooh, a bonus. Christmas.
This is my gift to you. And I got this from somebody and basically was, what's the best decision that you can make right now? Like a lot of people get worried, whether it's like working out or diet or planning for your future, like people get so wrapped up in this idea of like, what, can I never have a donut again? Or, you know, I need to stick to this diet for a month, or I'm going to be giving up every night for the rest of, you know, my life hustling for this. But don't even think about that. Just ask yourself in this moment, you've got multiple options. What's the best thing you can do right now? And do that thing. And then in the next moment, make that decision again. And always just make the best moment the best decision you can make in any given moment. And you don't have to worry about 10 years from now, right? Kind of goes along the same thing. Like if you're making the best decision and act like that decision is the only decision that matters. Like after this, I could do whatever I want, but right now I have to make the best decision. Make the best decision and then treat the next one the same way as if it's the most important thing you'll ever do.
No, that's good. I mean, that's very much a reselling. Like you're worried about eBay sales, start listing. Right? You don't think you have enough inventory, start sourcing. Right? It's just, there's different ways to approach it. So that's
you're going to grow.
I think it's growing on me. I think my goal next year will be to be more positive about the quotes of the week. We'll see where that goes.
Maybe my goal will be to throw in a couple of Gary Vee quotes so you'll be more excited about them.
You and Gary Vee.
Me and Gary Vee.
What? He has good things to say. What can I say? All right. So I'll go with my bolo of the week first. Since that's what happened last time. Okay, you go first.
Does it matter who goes first?
Okay, I'll go. So I'm gonna be very generic because if I went specific on this bolo, you might miss out, right? And so I sold 2 pairs of gloves in the last, I would say, month for over, I want to say over $150, and I picked
Ooh.
each of them for $9, something like
Ooh.
that. Okay, but they're not winter gloves, and they're not like anything special. Well, they are, but they're not. So one of them was, and I'm not going to give, I'll give one brand. So one of them was called Outdoor Research, and they were Firebrand mitts.
Yeah, that's the one you didn't realize was like pretty high end.
No, I had no idea. And I did the research on the phone, and I paid $9.99, and I sold them for $86. Right, and then I had another pair of like winter kind of outdoor gloves that were new with tags. I researched those. I paid, I don't know, I want to say $6 and $9, and I sold them for about 90 or $100.
Wow.
Right? I can't remember. It's been a
That's
little
amazing.
while. But again, they're usually I'm looking for like Gore-Tex, or I'm looking for like North Face, or I'm looking, for some kind of specific brand. But I would say, take the time. If there's a bin full of gloves and there's some of them that are new with tags, it doesn't hurt to do the research. So that's the BOLO. Like, look at gloves. Specifically, if they're new with tags, it holds its value if they're quality gloves.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think going along with that idea is it's taken me a long time to realize. I used to think when I was young that the only difference between expensive clothing or expensive items and inexpensive items were like a logo that was on it, right? Like it's just a brand.
Yeah.
But what I've come to realize is they're definitely, maybe you get to a point where it's like, okay, this is obnoxiously priced for nothing more like useful. But I think up to like decent high end and mid tier items, like there is a clear quality difference, right? So you can probably just in a bin of gloves be looking at them, and even without looking for a specific brand, if you see a brand you don't recognize, but you can tell like, wow, this is quality. Like this is made nice. It seems good. Like you can typically tell, especially the more items you touch and look at and feel, you'll realize like this seems like nicer material than the others.
And one of the best tips I've received as to, how do you know? Part of it is through a lot of experience. The other one is you should go to some high-end retailer, right? And, just get a sense of how their leather feels there, and then go to Target or Walmart or somewhere and see how their leather feels.
So you're saying like go into like a Coach store and like...
Yeah, something like that.
What would be high end? Like, should we go to like Nordstrom?
Not like a Nordstrom or a Neiman Marcus or, one of those stores that we never shop at. A Bloomingdale's,
Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go to Nordstrom and I'll make a day out of it, and I'll just look at brands, write stuff down, research, see what's selling.
Yeah, some people do that, and you come across great stuff because it's not only like Nordstrom brands or Neiman Marcus, it's other name brands that sell within that store, right? And if you're out in the wild thrifting, you go, hey, I remember I saw this and it was going for this much at this store. And it definitely help you out. So that was a BOLO, like what to do.
Hey, Dubs, the BOLO tip, life-changing, potentially, parentheses, potentially.
I can't believe like we're reaching the end of Q4.
Yeah. Are you ready for my BOLO? Or are you going to cut me off?
No, I was going to wrap this up right now. I was like, no more. We don't need to hear.
Oh,
okay. No, go ahead, Mike. What do you got?
All right. BOLO. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
So we've talked a little bit about this idea that January might be a big month, right, for eBay selling.
Hopefully.
Just think for a moment, what is it?
Is it
majority of people know? What do majority of people do like first of the year?
Oh, they work out. They go to gyms.
Fitness equipment.
Yeah.
Fitness equipment is my BOLO. Obviously, don't pick up shake weights and think you're going to sell them unless it's new in a box, right?
And the local game is strong when it comes to, especially in January, like fitness equipment, the local game. Because, shipping out weights.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. But like, I've had surprising success with like workout DVDs. There's been quite a few things that I found that are definitely shippable. And then, like you said, local game I think is good. In fact, I have somebody coming over soon to look at like a hiking backpack that I found at a garage sale, which isn't quite like fitness exactly, but I think still like people get in this habit of like, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to get outdoors. I'm going to eat better. So whether it's fitness, maybe some diet stuff, I don't know, workout DVDs, keep an eye out that and try and get it up before January or in January, because people are dropping money to try and drop the weight.
Oh, nice. There you go. That's another quote.
Thank you.
There you go. What a way
Mike
to end. So, are you just trademarking that now?
Yep, it's me.
It's you. Wow. Okay, so there's so much still we have left to say, right? But we're saving this, right, for the after first of the year major Q4 wrap up episode. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I think that's what we're saying.
Okay. All right. So, hey, we're going to end it there. Hope you all are having an incredible time with family over the next few days. You know, whatever holiday you're celebrating. Thank you so much for allowing us to be part of your life. We're kind of ending this as our wrap up Christmas end of the year episode, right?
That's right. And keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll have a Bolo compilation put up here pretty soon. You know, we'll do what we can. If it doesn't work, you know.
We still want to be part of you in the holidays. You know, I know. You know, everybody thinks that everybody goes dark over the holidays, but it's not true. There's a lot of people, I include myself, that still we go thrifting because there's a lot of people. This is a Bolo, like, are trying to offload stuff right before the end of the year, and so it's a good way to pick up some good items.
I love it.
So just something to think about. So, hey, with all that being said, have a great holiday time. Make sure to be real,
be relevant,
and be reselling. Peace.